following podcast contains possibly triggering material and strong language. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the Ride the Rebellion podcast and Craft Show Digital. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only.
I was a villain. I talked some trash. I was like, they need somebody to be a little controversial, so I'll just take that role. I talked mostly about you because I figured like I'll say it to your face. It's all the shit I've said it on this podcast before. Hi, welcome to the Ride the Rebellion podcast. We're just cutting into our conversation about the interviews of the soon to be famous, soon to be infamous. Maybe one day they finish it. Ride the Rebellion documentary, and it was good. It's an interesting thing to do, to have those conversations. Also interviewed on that show was Dale Boyd of Dale Boyd Sports Management on that documentary. Now you're good. Talk.
Okay, cool. We're good. All right.
You're interviewed. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now go with your point. You were being interviewed on a podcast.
Yeah. So we do so many documentary style interviews for work that when we get interviewed for a documented,
It's early.
Yeah, it is early. So when we get interviewed, it's like, man, I just don't know. I know that they're going to cut down what I say. It's going to be this or that. But I also know that, like, wait, this is about us. And, like, I can be as real as possible. And we've talked about on the podcast so many times that I even went deeper than that. Like, I might have cried a little bit.
Yeah, I screamed, damn it, Noah. Like, I was like, damn it, Noah. And then I stopped crying because I was, like, getting to that point. I think, like, I think the hardest part about that entire process was when they asked me, what would you do when the Reb is gone? Like, would you guys still exist? And I was like, I mean, we would, but then cue fucking Green Day. This is me playing some Green Day music. Cue Green Day, and it's like, it's that stupid montage that since the song came out, every high school graduation has played, and they show and all I see is these young pictures of all of us at different weights, not ages, just different weights. We're all different: fat face, round face, skinny face, chubby face, normal face, pat face. Anyway, so we go through all of those, and it's playing all of those, and I'm like, yeah, the real sad part is it's like the end of the Sandlot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got to me, is like, then I started thinking about the Sandlot. I was like, some of these guys would go on and continue to do things, and then some guys would just disappear and you never know what happened to them again. And I was like, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, we've already had a few people disappear. We've had like a founding member kind of disappear, and because he's got life shit, but it's beyond that. It's like exiled.
Mm-hmm.
We're exiled from that person. And that's happened to me before with another very close friend when I lived in one of the times I've been fired, which is I think I'm at 15, but one of the times in Missouri when I was canned, I lost a really good friend. Like, I mean, we were brother close.
Yeah.
And he just stopped talking to me because of the poison that they put into his brain. But like, lost that. So it kind of got me into that. And it was weird. It was like, I didn't expect this conversation about the Reb to mean that much to me, but then it secretly does.
It's weird.
And then they followed up with like, tell me about the podcast. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I told him the truth. I was like, I was secretly trying to test software to see if I could use it for clients, and Dale was my test subject.
4 years later, I'm still a test subject.
You've gotten better though.
Yeah, they didn't ask me about the podcast. They must not know I'm on it.
They do. I wonder why. They probably ran out of questions. I probably talked so long on one answer.
Or that. Like, I talked forever too, because I kept like rambling, and then I'd be like, wait, does that even answer the question you asked? And then, he's like, and I'm just talking, and then I kept forgetting like dudes' names. Like, I kept forgetting who was actually like a part of everything. Cool. And then after he got done, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to mention this person or that person or that person. Yeah. I was like, how did I forget those people? Like, the people that are around.
But it gives you perspective of like, the worst part is if when we've done stuff, like if you're ever doing an interview, anybody that gives a shit on this show, if you ever, and you give them the questions too early, you get two responses. One, you get a very good succinct response, which helps you, but you also get a very canned response because they've been thinking about it and planning for it. And then those people, if you set them off track of that, it disrupts everything.
Mm-hmm.
And two, if you don't, then you have this scenario of, it's interesting because you're on the other side of it, you're like, what is that guy's name? He loves tacos. He's very sarcastic.
Yeah.
He drives a Tesla. God, I can't remember his name. And then afterwards you're like, oh, it's Pat.
Yeah.
Because you happen to see someone who you couldn't tell was a male or a female. Deep cut.
He does sit down to pee.
I love the fact he doesn't listen to this shit. I think he
probably
secretly does.
Yeah, I think he secretly does. But I yeah, it is weird. And it's like, luckily for me, the Jankfest picture was behind Thorn.
Yeah.
So like I was looking at the picture while he was asking the questions, like, who am I missing? Who am I? Because I wanted to like give guys shout outs that I mean, I respect. I respect everyone that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like specifically shout out certain people. And I literally forgot one that I was like, oh my God.
I thought about this. I thought about doing a roll call at the end.
That's what he said. Because after they were wrapping stuff up, I was like, dude, I forgot this person, that person. So he's like, maybe we should just.
No, I think we should do a roll call. I saw a doc a long time ago. I forget where it was, but it was like it was more of like a jump line type scenario. It was like it wasn't BMX, but it was like dirt jumper type stuff. And it was in the middle of some California town, and everybody in the town embraced it. But eventually the new city council came and they tore it all down. So I watched the whole video on it. It was really good. Like it had launched professional careers of athletes, cycling athletes. And I'd watched that. And that's what I was thinking about as a Reb. I was like, but none of us are ever going to be career athletes.
No.
But what we have is something else. Is like, while that had the athletic side to tell, because it's probably a Red Bull film, so they're promoting their shit. But ours is the other way of like, we have friendships and relationships that will never die just because, and some of them will. And that's where I started getting like, oh, fuck, this is like heavy. I wasn't prepared for this on a Sunday afternoon. Like, screw you guys.
Well, the funny thing is about the rebellion, and I know a lot of listeners are like, oh, you guys beat a dead horse. Like, no, when you're trying to explain a place it's like my family.
Yeah.
And you're trying to explain to a camera or to a person, like, who they are to me,
right,
and what means so much, and like, why does it mean so much to you? And you can't be like, well, they were born into me, you know. Like, I love that.
But if you think about it, you did, like, collectively, those of us that have built trails and we have raised essentially, like, so it's not just like a creative product. So as a creator of someone who makes creative stuff, like, there's a point in which I'm like, money has exchanged hands. I don't care anymore. We're done.
See you. Peace out.
Yeah. I will talk about a commercial right now. Dale knows. I can't say the client name because I love the client. I just don't like the agency.
Yeah.
But like, it is like just no different than you've invested in Ronan. Like, you put in a bunch of time, right? You've invested in Avery, put in a bunch of time. Same with my kids. You put in all that time and you watch them grow. You're hoping that they turn out to be good. Yeah. And then it's like, all of a sudden, things like, if it goes away, they go to college and you have no control. The Reb could go to college at some point and we have no control. Like, we have no idea what happens after that.
What's the polar opposite of college?
I don't know.
Because that's where the Reb would go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Be drunk
prison.
in Seattle. Drunk in Seattle. It probably would be prison.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an interesting side of it that doc will be good, but hopefully, though, they ask what I wanted people to take away, and we've said it on the show, so some of it you'll get to see and hear differently. I think the more interesting part of the doc isn't me and Dale's parts. I think it's everybody else.
Yeah, and by the way, none of us know each other's conversations,
and
like,
we won't.
No one's ever, no one's talked about their interview, and no one's ever said, you know, like, we didn't hear each other's interview.
No, we're all isolated.
Yeah.
So I would be curious how they cut it together. I mean, they could make it absolute. Thorne is the guy that has the possum thing.
Yeah.
He has the tree kicking. If you've never seen his TikTok, it's brilliant. We don't know what's going to happen when he makes a documentary about a fictitious bike park.
But they're also Drew's young boys, and not in a weird sexual way.
It's a wrestling term.
They're in his.
That's what we always say.
Like, he's taught them film, so they're also like gonna lay this at the foot of the master.
Right. They made their samurai sword, and now the master goes.
Now they want to. So they're gonna definitely not make it stupid, I don't think.
Well, the fact that they remember to do it is so you guys know they got paid because the trailer that Craft Show and the Reb owned was gifted to them in exchange for the documentary. They already have the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, the fact is that they're still doing this. Like, we gave it to them, and it was kind of a test because like, I would have given it to them either way because I like them, but like, it was a test, and they have hounded us to get this done.
Absolutely. They've been reaching out doing it, which is pretty cool.
It is. And
actually, they've been messaging me like, hey, can we reenact some of these stories? I'm like, what? Like, at the Reb, like some cheesy stories. Can we just reenact them? Like, I don't. You can just do claymation or something, right?
What are they going to do with the werewolf story?
That's what they wanted. Noah's like, I'll chain myself to a tree. I'm like,
oh my God.
okay, you do that, Noah, and we're all leaving.
Yeah.
Like, see ya.
Yeah. And we have to chop a tree down to get him free. Like, anyway, so there, it is fun. The other part of the doc stuff, the last episode we talked about it, but the Norma doc, I'm supposed to see a cut with B-roll tomorrow or Thursday. I won't see it Thursday, but I'll see it Friday if nothing else. But it's supposed to be done. From what I've heard from the editor, he's like, dude, it's like a bounty of riches kind of thing. So like he has so much content. I'm hoping that he builds it pretty strong. We may have some adjustments just for timing, but I told him to put breaths in, and that just means like to give us a moment. But it is both mountain bike and non-mountain bike focused. So like the idea is it's not just here's another ride video, because we've seen 10,000 of them, and we don't have the budget to even compete with, Specialized, who has those videos are being made for, I saw a guy talking about it, $300,000 to $400,000 because they have trail building and then and they only shoot for like 2 or 3 days, but all of that other money has gone towards prep.
Wow.
Just prep.
I mean, that's what people don't understand about these mountain bike docs. It's not like even that you can go on and like Sleeper Collective. They make some really rad ones. But there's other places, there's other little mini documentaries that you can find, and the thing about it is they're 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's all they need to be, first of all. Second of all, the budgets you don't have a 2-hour feature budget.
What was the one that was on Netflix for a while?
I forget what that one
That one's massive.
That one's massive.
They spent a ton of money on
But if you watch it, they're just like 4 individual 15-minute docs
put together.
Yeah.
Which is genius.
Yeah.
In order to do it. And it tells there's no real story. Each one is so isolated that Yeti Films, not Yeti Bikes, Yeti Coolers, they do that content the best. They do like these long form documentaries, and they are embedded. Yeah. So whether it's someone who's into fly fishing, or there's a guy that does, my favorite is a barbecue guy out of New York. And he talks about whatever that storm was that came through up there. I forget which one, whatever the hurricane was that hit up there. And it talks about all that, and Yeti Coolers, you'll see it in the background because they're putting meat into it, but it's not a like product shot. It's just their content is as good as any movie, any documentary you'll ever watch. You just have to happen to like some level of sport. You have to like man versus nature, or human being versus nature, or human being.
Well, because how do you sell a cooler? You sell the lifestyle that the cooler is a part of. That's how you sell a product like that.
It all of this leads into a thing of like, we've talked about it before on the show, where we've talked about how mountain bike media specifically influences so much, right? So I just saw that like Jackson Goldstone has white grips out, right? That's cool. I get it. I wouldn't own them because I don't care enough. Fox put out that gold fork, right? Not my style, but if it's for somebody's style, like there's a dude that rode with us, Clayton, has a gold bike. It actually kind of works on his bike. Yeah. But it's also like, you're in a gray area to me of like, are you flexing? Are you trying to flex kind of space? I get it. So you see so much of that mountain bike media, so much of it is trying to influence you to make decisions. And it does, whether we like it or not. There are certain passes. I mean, I'm wearing a Kettle or whatever it is, hoodie, which is mountain bike, but I happen to love it and it's very comfortable. But I got served the ads and eventually I broke down, and then I loved it and I love their stuff. Same thing. It got me to this point, and I stumbled across. So my brain's thinking about that in the media, and then I stumbled across someone posted. They're like, I think it was on Reddit. They just posted a question of like, why does all the expensive shit break so easily? And I was like, well, that's not necessarily true. Yeah. Because that's the internet and it's Reddit. So all negativity goes there. Yeah. But it did make me wonder, what is something, because you've bought a lot of shit, and it's brutally honest, because it also makes you say, I wasted money, which neither one of us are extremely wealthy. It also makes you say, I didn't. It makes you slightly vulnerable because you have to admit that you bought into hype or made a mistake. What is something that you purchased that was expensive that you regret? Like if you go through that pipeline of it.
So there's sometimes like when I first purchased it that I had huge regret, because it was like, I've kind of grown into like, say
you adapted to it. Like, did you like lemon law yourself into it, or was
no, it didn't break on its own accord. It broke on my own. Yeah. But like when I bought my first common saw, like I didn't get to ride it before I bought it.
Right.
And I was riding a Specialized before that was
Very
well
different.
equipped, very different. I remember the first few rides on that bike, and I was like, man, I got sold an idea. I got sold this like idea. I need a big, long travel bike. And the first few rides, I was like, what did I do? It felt like I was riding a peanut butter. I felt like super slow. It felt terrible. And granted, I'm riding it on the same trails I was riding the Specialized on, which are not well equipped for that bike.
Right.
And so it took, I don't know, it was probably like 6 months after owning it. I was still like kind of disappointed, but not outwardly like, hey, guys,
because it's
this
vulnerability.
sucks. Yeah.
Plus, no offense, and I'm not throwing it in the bus because we can go back at me too. You bought a silver bike.
Yes.
That means people are going to look at you.
I bought
so
a bike
you said, look at me. And then you're like, maybe not right now.
Yeah. I think the first time that I fell in love, I took it to a race.
Yeah.
I took it to
Jackson.
Bonita.
Yep.
And
I remember when you came back from that.
Because it changed my whole outlook on the bike. And so I take it to a race. It's like 30 people, open enduro race. My first ever enduro race I've ever done in my life. Never. And so like I remember taking the bike there and I wheel it up to go get my number plate. Everybody's staring at it. Everybody's like looking at it. And I remember telling like Trey and Bug, RIP both of y'all, but I remember not really dead, but dead
not really dead.
Not really dead, but so
they're nice men. I don't like men, but they're nice men.
I'm into ladies. I like the ladies. So I remember telling them, I was like, guys, I can't suck now. Like I would look like the biggest poser ever if I show up with this bike and it was a fully customized build. Like I bought the frame and built it. So it was like at that time had the best parts of everything you could buy for that frame stuff. And so I remember doing really good. And like the first few laps, I was like, oh my God, this bike is like living now. It's like, I feel way better now. And so I podiumed and was pretty stoked about it. And I was like, all right, now I understand.
But in that case, though, that one, though, you also came back. I remember you coming back and be like, no, I mean, I was able to do things I couldn't do.
Correct.
Right. So the tool fit the opportunity.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in these scenarios, like the tool doesn't match, like you have the wrong tool for the job.
Correct.
And does it work? Yeah, you can, like you can hammer a nail in with a wrench.
Yeah.
But it's just not the most effective way of doing it. And it's one of those kind of scenarios. But I remember you coming back and your hype was high, your stoke was high, and then all of a sudden your riding changed because you were like, oh, I can trust the bike or whatever. It wasn't what it was.
I do think my riding has changed significantly in the last 2 years. Like I sent a thing, I think I might have sent it to you. I don't know, maybe I didn't, but I did, just popped up on my memories. I did 4 laps at Chickasapoga in one ride session. And it was like a normal day.
Yeah, Jesus.
And there's no way I could do that now.
No way.
But the things that I could do on a bike now are different than what I would like. I could just pedal forever back then and never get tired.
Yep.
Obviously I could handle the bike, but now I can just do, like, I feel so comfortable. And it almost scares me sometimes because I'm like, man, I'm doing things I probably shouldn't be doing. But I'm doing it.
No, I get it. I just think it's one of those scenarios of like, it just got me thinking about like I've had a lot of purchases. I've had a lot. I mean, I can say the Gorilla Gravity, and it is to some extent, but it was more that I probably was buying a bike. I was probably buying into the hype of groupthink imitation without consciously, or I was conscious. I don't know. I can't remember. But like I had a medium framed Scott, the same one that Clayton has. It was gold, but I had that medium frame Scott. And there were so many things I loved about that bike that now that my riding's gotten better, I kind of wish I had a Scott again, just because I like to lock and unlock my shock and do all that stuff. Like I got used to it and I was clicking so much, like, and I wasn't just XC riding. I was doing nothing major enduro then, but I was doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Had I gone to the next level with the bike, but then I had wanted an Ibis, but I was like, nah. And where the hype got me is I was getting served Gorilla Gravity ads like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Right.
They were hyped. They spent a lot on marketing.
So much. And so I was getting so many ads from them that eventually I was like, dude, I love the idea. I sold myself on the idea of American made bike. That's pretty cool. It's different. I'm not a person that does a lot of flash. It's just not my style. But it's more about like advertising that works on me is not how good the message is. It's how it makes me feel. And I was like, that made me feel patriotic or whatever it was. But that's not my one. My one is actually my $1,700 carbon wheels. I don't.
Yeah, but
I know, but I don't regret it.
Yeah.
Because I rode on aluminum for long enough to
Yeah.
to constantly have to reach through my wheels,
Yeah.
like to a point that was obnoxious. So I don't regret it. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, I bought specifically We Are Ones because they were the hype. I bought in knowing that they're flexes.
Yeah.
They are a little bit of a flex.
I don't know.
No, they're high end.
No, coming from somebody that's on the 6th wheel since September.
No, I get that part, but I'm saying I could have bought other carbon wheels and been okay.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I destroyed the i9 Hydra. I've gone through my second i9 hub.
Right. So
that's my fault. It's not their fault in this case. Well, I think some of it may be theirs. There's a little bit of a design flaw with it.
Do you think that now that the Reb has changed so much, the Gorilla Gravity might be fun?
Maybe.
Because it's so much
the problem
longer
is
travel.
It's the specific headset situation.
Oh yeah.
It's a pain. It
was flips.
Yeah, but you can't replace it. And it's nothing's wrong with it, but when I pulled it for whatever reason, I cannot seem to get the same, like whatever the race on the inside or whatever that.
No, the crown race is on the fork, but the inside.
I don't know what the fuck the terms are. Whatever the bearing is on the inside I can't find a replacement for that.
Huh.
Like they make a cane cream and it says this stuff. And I went to Phil, shout out Phil at Eastern Shore. Phil was super helpful, dude. Phil was like, bro, I don't know what you've brought me. And he helped me and we got it closed. It's still something about it just doesn't. I'm not a bike mechanic. I just need to no, it's too tight.
When you turn the handlebars.
Oh my God. So I don't know enough about it to like everything else is original with it, but it just something is incompatible and it's never been the same. So like it just feels stiff the entire time. It's weird. And I think it has to do with the millimeters.
Yeah, there's probably a little spacer that goes underneath.
Right, which is maybe what I can't get anymore.
Oh, I bet you we can find one.
Yeah, either way. And it might be fine. It's got a beautiful 34 because I wrecked that son.
Yeah, because that kind of stuff, like the only thing that Gorilla Gravity being out of business is really going to affect you with is if the frame breaks.
Yeah, but I don't think it would.
No, I don't think it would either. So other than that, with all the consumable parts, we can hook up with Cane Creek. They can probably make whatever you need.
Yeah.
If they don't already.
Yeah. I think those are small ones, but I think my biggest one was now I bought a Ripley. I should have bought a Ripmo. I love my Ripley. It's fine. I should have bought a Ripmo. I would have gotten the exact same amount of stuff done and been able to do things because I am bottoming out. Like so now I have to go to Jody and Jody's worked with me on putting a Cane Creek on. And now I'm going to end up spending up to what, even if it would have been, I don't care about carbon or non-carbon. Yeah. I don't give a shit. I don't care. A Dior is perfectly fine with me because it's cheap enough that when it wears out, you can replace it and it doesn't break your bank.
Yeah, that's why a GX is my favorite.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that dumb saving of grams, I'm not racing. I'm not grams. I'll lose the weight. You know what I'll do?
Take a dump.
I will take a dump. That's exactly right. Because you and I both weigh ourselves, and you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
I will not weigh myself right now because of my diet. I will pee first.
Yeah.
I will not weigh. I'll do a pre-weigh and be like, oh man, I'm at 185, and I'm like, I know I can get to 183. I will fiber load. I'll blow that shit out and I'll go weigh. I'll be like 183. I did it. I did it.
If I get so mad on days that I want to weigh myself and I'm like, I'll eat something. I'm like, even if it's like a tiny little parcel of whatever it is, morsel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I ruined it. So I've been trying to chill out with it for a bit.
I think because some of this is a little bit watching Matt, like getting excited about, and I remember that energy when I first started. There's always that energy of like, I got to buy some other pieces and parts, and I want to tinker. And it's like, now that I know that, I'm like, nah, bro, just buy what you need to buy. And
the best thing is when you finally get a bike that fits, does everything you want, and you don't have to mess with it.
Yes,
it's so nice.
I mean, and I am literally 95% there on the Ripley. There's nothing I would change about it, minus my my jumping has gotten better. Yeah. My aggression has gotten better. I'm hitting bigger stuff. And so I just could use, but now I'm like, dang, I could have the exact same bike just as a slightly raked out. Not that much of a difference. I don't care about pedaling.
Yeah, I do think that there was a time period in the mountain bike world where they were trying to like up. So I had a 130, 120 bike. And that was a 2016. And I feel like there was a time period there where around 2020 that they were saying that everybody needed a 150 travel bike or
That's
higher.
what got me with the Gorilla Gravity.
Yeah.
I should have bought I bought the Smash, but I could have bought one
Right.
down and been even better. The pistol, I think, is what it was.
And I don't think that they had the pedal ability quite, the geometry quite fixed out yet at that point, to where now they have these 140, 130, 120 bikes that ride like a 150, 160 bike.
Well, that's what they say
with the geometry.
That's what the lore is behind the Ibis and that DW link.
Yeah,
like, and that some of this comes from Jake, which I trust Jake. He knows all that shit.
Yeah,
he loves to talk about it.
Gets into
but that's some of the lore that comes from that. They licensed that DW link and did all, and allegedly that or Pivots, I think, also has it. Those can, so mine's a 120 shock, but it rides like a 130.
Right.
But now I'm like, but I need, it's the stroke is the problem. Like I need, because I'm at the very end, which is good. I get it. But like, I'm always afraid of like, what happens that day? It just goes too far.
You just get
add more
seat
air
up your ass.
Right. Seat up my ass. I'm a big boy.
I just always, I'm right now I'm building a 140 bike too. So I'll have 160, 150.
That can be your dented silver one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll just beat it up more, whatever. But
I mean, I just wouldn't hit anything super big.
I mean, I did. I raced bump and grind on it. Didn't
with the dent?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Which our forensics structural engineer, I won't name him because I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
But he was like, dude, where the dent is, you're fine. So I trust him. I mean, he's probably testifying in court right now for some structural thing.
He has a lot of expensive cars, so he must be doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
He's an expert.
Yeah, I'm saying he's getting paid for some level of knowledge that we don't possess.
Right. And I asked him, so just to confer, hey, am I going to die? Nah, probably not. I'll take probably not as an answer.
Yeah, no, that's good enough. That's a court-approved answer.
At the Reb.
Yeah. I don't think there's much else, because I've gone through it. I'm pretty frugal, so are you. Like, you kind of know, aside from the risk, we both took risk, but I haven't gone through. I watched other people that share my same last name, and they have cycled through more parts than anyone I've ever met.
Well, you know what,
and I bet they wasted, because you buy a part and then you just lost half the value on the black market. So
I think personally, that people chase better riding and fitness through parts.
Oh, agreed.
Because it's painful to go get better at riding. It's painful to get better fitness. It's easy to buy parts.
Yeah, buy new shoes.
Because you could be like, I'm not good because I don't have this.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, there's dudes out there on rickety bikes that are going to blow you away just because their bike is rickety because they've been riding it a lot.
Right. Yeah, I think the loss of like the endurance side of it and all that. I think it's kind of interesting. Even like kind of Duck's journey is interesting to me, because when I first met Duck, he wasn't much of a, I mean, he pedaled because he's always, but he wasn't hard.
Enduro,
and now he's like a pedaler that can still enduro. And so now like his endurance and his general riding skill has gotten even better because he mixed in and it's kind of like that idea of like, yeah, you can just go straight downhill. There are guys that can just do that. I get it. And they're on e-bikes now. And I understand all that too. I'm not knocking anybody, but like, the other angle of that is if your fitness is better, your recovery time is better. If you happen to crash, you're less likely to be injured.
You're probably gonna have more fun.
You can have more. You can react faster. There's a lot of perks.
Well, the funny thing is, if you go to these races, if you go to enduro races, not so much. There's a lot of big bikes there, a lot of like newer bikes. But if you go to the like Skyway Epic that's coming up in early May, that we'll be at for the Bull Gap aid station, those people are all riding old bikes. Like there'll be a few scattered in, but they all have like whatever they've trained on or whatever they've owned, they just ride that. Like they're not enamored by the new shiny thing. They're going to ride whatever. There's some bikes in there that I'm like, damn, I can't believe you're riding that.
No.
But not because of, I can't believe you're riding it. I can't believe that you haven't been talked into buying something different.
It's, I kind of go back to that. Because I've told you I'm obsessed with the Barkley. And it just happened not too long ago. And another doc came out about it, and they were talking about who won and all this stuff. And I love watching it because these guys, like, you'll have some pro racers come in, and the pro racer didn't finish.
Yeah.
But like a semi-retired guy that was a formal pro, but he's not like top tier endurance runner or ultra marathon guy. but he won, and he's one of the oldest guys out there. It's just he had the experience to know how to do it. So it had nothing to do with tech or technology. He had the least amount of support, I think.
Yeah.
And he still came through ahead. It's just that idea of kind of like, you can have all the gadgets and toys and all that stuff, but in the end, unless you're on an e-bike, and even then you still need the bike skill,
right?
It's still you.
Right.
No one else can bail you out. No gadget, no tool, no high-priced item. It is literally you. No, the other part is kit. No kit that you're wearing or fit, whatever you kids say these days.
Especially on those kinds of rides that are 70 miles, 50 miles, 60.
Right.
It's just you and whoever your higher power is.
Right. And you just start going. I mean, there's times even on the, I mean, I guess if I made 2 loops would be the equivalent, but with way less climbing. If I made 2 loops from my house to downtown, it's 30 miles. One loop is 30 miles. It's 15 and 15. And then you'd have to do 2 of those to get the full 60. Is that right?
Yeah. So the 60 Skyway, the hardest part about it is because my first year I was like, oh, it's just going to be an out, up, and back downhill. And it's not like that at all. It's like out, up, down, down, back, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then, you start with 11 miles of single track, which slows you down. You're not carrying 14 mile an hour on gravel, and Jeep Road is that. So then you get back to the single track and you're like, damn, I got another 2 hours or an hour and a half, maybe not 2 hours, but hour and a half. And right by the lake, you can hear the music. And so it's just a total mind fuck.
Yeah. I think that's the part that's the other side of it. So there's mental endurance. It's all of those things that go into it. It's that kind of stuff. And it doesn't mean you have to achieve that. My only point is that I think half the time, and we've said some of this stuff kind of before, is that you're going to buy something you kind of regret. Maybe you'll grow into it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you cycle through parts like the guy that shares my last name. But the reality of it is, the real part of it is, if all of those things still motivate you to ride, that's the uptick, right? At least you're out there doing it. The worst is when you spend it and you hit the wall and you fall off the cliff of like, no more riding. Because then all of a sudden that investment is garbage. So either invest small, but if you really want to invest big, then maybe that commitment, that's like a secret of life though. Like if you buy a junky car, you're probably gonna, you'll appreciate it, but it's a junky car. You're probably not going to wash it as much as you would want. But if you buy a new car and you are invested in that side of it, know that every month you have a note, or you've already paid for it. If you're smart, please pay cash. But like, then you have that side of it. It's the same thing on bikes. Like I would never finance a bike. I just can't even fathom that.
The funny thing is they sell these things to us through emotion of happiness 90% of the time, or adrenaline, because that's the 2 marketing ways, I think. But I find myself having so many more emotions than just happiness on a bike.
Right.
And anybody that actually rides would understand that. But the people that are doing the videos, they don't know.
Right.
They're just trying to attack like, oh no, this bike equals happiness, or this bike.
I mean, that's marketing, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
There's an old, this kind of will destroy almost any video you watch if you're being served an ad. There's an old, not all of it, but a lot of them. There's an old adage, like in advertising, is that they're trying to answer a question. Your commercial, your advertisement should answer a question that the consumer is asked. Right. That's what they're trying to do. So old times, it was like, Borax soap, it solves it and keeps your hands clean, or keeps your skin soft, or whatever it may have been, right? Because the complaint was that, so it's trying to answer a question of like, what can I use that doesn't destroy my hands? Yes. Borax soap, right? It's the same in the bike side of it, but it may be like, do you want to look like this?
Yes.
Then here's your answer. And again, if they're spending $300,000 to $400,000 to produce one video, knowing that stuff is sculpted, knowing that it's compartmentalized, all of those things, it's fun to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's not real.
I also think it's crazy that like every single marketing ad now has a mountain bike in it, whether it's
crazy. I just saw a really shitty drug ad. Did you see the one with the lady that clearly is on a rig?
Yeah.
Like it shows some B-roll of her riding, but when she gets to the berm, it cuts to, you can't see the wheels because she's on what we call a process trailer. So she's on a process trailer and she just kind of leans, but the bike doesn't move. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, and every single vehicle ad has a mountain bike in the back of the truck.
Which is weird. It feels like they're late to the party.
I agree. Yeah.
2020 would have been the time to do that. 2021. And it's like, now it's just entering the Like, I don't get it.
Well, I mean, I guess now,
Ridership's down based on numbers.
And I guess now though, like cities are embracing it better and like
they're all late.
money into it. They are all late. I think they're hoping that they can kind of regrow it. I just think that 2020 happened and COVID happened and there was not enough trail or bikes.
That's right.
Now there's going to be a surplus of both.
I tell you why. You know what's not in the Epstein files? Bicycles.
Maybe.
I don't know. I've never heard anybody say about bikes. Pizza is. Cool. Pizza's banned.
Yeah.
Beef jerky's banned. Grape soda's banned. Whatever those things mean.
Great Britain's banned.
Well, that dude's in a deep douche.
But I think, there's no bike. Wait till you find out that he had a secret bike trail on Epstein Island.
Oh, we're going.
I'm going.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
I'll do it.
I don't know how we get the bikes there because you can only.
We have to parachute in now.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was part of that wealthy elite. Oh, I bet you could
need that.
We need our boy back. We need Jeff from
Single
Tracks to do an investigation into there. That would be crazy. That'd make a hell of a movie. I still think it's the greatest idea. Tom Cruise in a secret friend group. Yeah, have a mountain bike organization. Yeah, one of them gets shot, and then they have to downhill down the mountain to get something to save them. So it's both an enduro film, downhill film, and an XC film at the same time.
I feel like we just wrote, what was that rollerblade movie in the 90s?
I don't remember. I could see the poster.
They did it in Cincinnati. Airborne.
Airborne.
Yeah, that's right.
It. What a turd.
Yeah, but hey, this is a good question if you guys want to make a comment about it. If you could write a mountain bike specific movie that hasn't been done, what would your plot be?
Yeah, and it can't be the one we just gave you. Lazy Bones.
No, because we talked through those. We've already discussed that.
Yeah, I have that one ready. I'm ready to shoot it. I could probably not get funding. I could probably get an actor attached though. Jason Momoa likes to write. That's just stupid. He's too big.
There's Reggie Miller is a former NBA player.
His ears will slow him down though.
Yeah, but he races for Santa Cruz. He has a Santa Cruz.
I know, but if he was on a downhill line though, and like there was a jump and he came off of it and his ears were there, he might Dumbo himself.
And he's 6'8". And the other fact, like Spike Lee has to be there because he hates Spike Lee. We have to have Spike Lee direct it.
I don't know.
That'd be even better.
Dude, comma, the right thing.
Yeah, and it's Spike Lee directing a Reggie Miller mountain bike movie.
I swear to God, if someone has AI, you should just remake Do the Right Thing, but call it Dude the Right Thing and mix up Dude Where's My Car and Do the Right Thing into one movie, but make it about white people, so it's really offensive. So it's extremely offensive.
There's our white male privilege.
Listen, this happened today. I finished this is a podcast I enjoy listening to. It's short, it's a little advertising. They tell like old ads stuff, and I love. I mean, it's my industry, so it's focused. But it autoplay. I was like stretching, or I was on the last push of something, grunting out, looking at the women who barely are dressed at the gym, and thinking like, "Why are you dressed like this?" Anyway,
you're just taking mental.
It immediately went into a Tucker Carlson podcast, which I've listened to a few of those because they've been interesting.
The 9/11 one's pretty cool.
The 9/11 stuff is really good. The opening line out of this is he's like, okay, you're running for mayor of wherever this was. I think it was Iowa. So I'm thinking white people.
Yeah.
The guy's first statement, he was like, well, I'm running for mayor because we've got to bring the community back.
Uh-huh.
No, that's not what. Nope. He said, we've got to bring the culture back. And I was like, where's he going with this? He's like, and he keeps saying culture. It's like a good 2.5, 3 minutes before he says American culture. I think secretly that guy's a white supremacist, and that was like a little indicator. Not Tucker, but this dude. You don't say culture as a white.
No,
we just don't. White culture, you can't say that.
Leadership of a mayor.
No,
especially
no. He's gonna be governor. I said mayor. I meant governor.
Oh wow, even crazier.
Yeah, and he kept saying the culture. We just got to bring the culture back. We're here to. I tell you what we're missing is culture, and I'm like. He said we've lost our culture.
Oh, our culture.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And maybe he's not white. I'm making an assumption based on fairness. I'm being a racist because I'm making an assumption based on his voice. But he's from Iowa.
Yeah.
He could be Hispanic. There's a lot of Hispanic people up there.
He might live in Traditions, Mississippi.
He might be the mayor of Traditions, Mississippi. You guys don't know what that is. We've talked about it before. If you want to look it up and go to Traditions, Mississippi, wehateblacks.com.
Not we. Traditions hates them, not us.
No, I'm not. No, that's their website address.
Okay, yeah.
That's not true. That's a joke.
It is
That's
a joke.
It is weird because it's a town that just looks so perfect and quaint that it would be like, it's like Get Out. It feels like something from Get Out when you see it. It's weird.
It's like Pleasantville in the middle of not Pleasantville.
Correct. Because there's nothing pleasant about Mississippi.
No.
Aside from Brittany, who doesn't listen to this podcast.
Maybe.
And she's not a secret lover of mine. That whole sentence is disgusting. I may have to edit this out. I'm not going to, but I might.
Also, apologies if you heard the unedited version of my tirade last week.
I cut it out and then it made it in and then I fixed it.
It's okay. I'm good.
It's fixed. It's down. You didn't get fired.
I didn't get fired. I didn't lose.
You did call it out as a 90s term?
I did. It was very 90s.
Right.
And if you didn't, then maybe you should go back. Maybe you should have been on one of the first listeners.
Yeah, I don't think it had like 30. 30 people heard you say it.
30 people. I got a couple messages. Hey, I'm one of you. No, I didn't.
Oh my God. And it was the mayor the governor of Iowa.
We brought the culture.
He did not. That makes it sound like you dropped the N-bomb.
No, I did not
drop
say
the N-bomb. No, he didn't say that word. He said something
way less offensive.
Way less offensive. It was about a cigarette. It was fine.
A bundle of sticks.
That's right.
I love using it at the Reb and then being like, hey, could you go ahead and move those? And saying the actual word. And people being like, really, dude? I'm like, Google it.
It's what it is.
Put it over there in the Dale.
It's kind of like, dude, I believe that's hair on an elephant's ass. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, Dale is a valley. We could put the in the valley.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of weird.
Ooh, you should have a trail called Dale.
I should, yeah.
That's
over
funny.
the Dale. Through the Dale. Into the Dale.
I was about to say it. Okay, we're just moving on with it. We have there's some events popping up across the world. Obviously, we've told you about a few of those. Dale probably can spout some of them out. I also wanted to just say that, again, once this, I don't know how this Norbadoc, we're calling it the Norbadoc, that's internal, but it's got a process. But the adaptive rider doc that we talked about, adaptives and able-bodied, I have a title for it, but we're not releasing that yet. When that comes out, I hope you guys will watch it. I don't know how we're going to release it. There's been some different discussions, but that's one part. Now, what do we have events-wise? We have AIDS.
Oh, yeah, we got AIDS. We have the Skyway Epic, and that's in May.
Yep.
And I'd love to tell you the date, but I'd have to pull my phone out.
Yeah. What about Jody's thing?
Jody's at Jared's Place, March 14th and 15th for suspension clinic. If you want to get your suspension dialed and ride Jared's Place, it's the day to
and
do
shout
it.
out to Shane Richardson for posting so much content of Jared's Place and making it look so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, that dude's just like, I mean, every video, his GoPro settings are so perfect that I'm like, this is butter. This is a black line? What are you talking about?
Exactly.
It's just all perfect. So shout out to Shane's riding skill. But he did show his favorite warm-up is like some green line up there that looked a lot of fun. And I'm sure there's other stuff. I'm only bringing it up to say, even guys like me who are not necessarily trying to kill themselves and go real crazy into some, it looks like that would still be a good spot to go test your stuff. And the fact is, having gone through Jody's tune session, we had a private one at the Reb. It's super valuable because my stuff is dialed in better than it's ever been, minus the fact that I'm just probably pushing my bike a little more than I should.
Absolutely. And if you can't make it to the March 14th, 15th thing, go to the stockyard and go to BTR, send your suspension to him.
Yeah.
He's not busy enough.
Will Keener just did it.
Yeah, Will
Shout
did.
out Will.
Shout out Will. Jody's not busy enough.
Side eye.
He's really
side
busy.
eye for those that can't see.
Super busy.
Yeah.
So, help out those guys. They got the Limitless Bike Festival for ladies.
I started maybe seeing some promotional stuff for that.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, there's been a lot out.
Okay, good.
It's in September.
Yep.
And that's at Oak Mountain.
Right.
Amber Draper is leading the charge on that thing. So make sure you get a hold of her if you want more information for it. If you're still a lady and you're still listening to this podcast, then awesome.
Yeah, we have 12.
12.
Total. Over 3 years.
Yeah. So
Carrie is one of them. So there we go.
And I know I had a phone call with Tobe last week about the roller coaster of love. This year it's going to be bigger and badder than ever.
It's always bigger and badder than ever.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty rad this year.
That is a very fun event that I'll tell you again, you have Dale rides everything. I'm more limited than Dale on some of those trails. there's enough stuff there that you can go have a very good ride. I will tell you the sure Cortez Coaster, you'll ride it, but there are so many other trails around there that are super fun, especially like if you don't mind putting just a little bit of work, it's good for you.
Just a smidge.
I got to ride Rougarou. That is, I think I said this last time, that is one of my favorite trails I've ridden in a while, and it's raw right now. It's not been beat in, so it's just, if you like hand cut, sketchy sort of raw stuff, it's super good. It's tech in its own way. Super good fun ride trail. So worth going out there.
Yeah. So keep that one on your radar. It's in October.
Yep.
So put that one out there. And I know Bump and Grind's in June.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. For Bump up at Oak Mountain.
Yep.
They got a bunch of stuff. They got so much stuff at Oak Mountain. If you're in the Birmingham area and you don't have an event to go to, then you're not trying.
Yeah, no joke.
And the event that you should be going to is their trail work days. So,
yeah,
because they have a bunch of those, and they're doing a bunch of stuff at Tannehill, building more miles of trails. I'm trying to think who else has got stuff. I'm sure they're missing something, but I think we got all of our sponsors on there, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget to stop over and see Joseph and Katie, because they love. I went over and hung out with them for a couple hours last week.
That's
Pro Cycle.
Still, like ACBC is another one you can go to.
Yeah, ACBC is getting ready to drop Saturday morning group rides downtown.
That's
Mobile.
Right.
Bring whatever bike you got,
and they're now. I think they're our only Kona dealer in the area. So if somebody did want the new process, they say is actually pretty good. So if you want,
Chris, our other buddy Chris over in Baton Rouge just got a Kona e-bike.
Did he really?
Sweet. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Pretty awesome.
So if you're looking for that stuff, they have there are local Marin and Kona dealer, but also Chris is a member of the Reb. That's one of the co-owners, and then Jesse's there too. They do their thing. They've been on the show, obviously. I was going to say with Katie and Joseph, one of the best parts about going over to them is you're close to like nice little food spots.
Yeah.
Fun little joints. But their shop, because they've been around a little bit longer, has that sort of vibe of like the bike shop you want to just sit in for a while.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. I love sitting in there and just watching the people that come in.
It's
and
so
the
good.
Interactions.
Yeah.
And then the post interactions.
And you just sit at the counter and they'll give you a beer sometimes or whatever. Sometimes they have coffee, whatever it is. It's just, they have the right sort of layout for just sitting and bullshitting. And it's funny. They're both hilarious human beings, and they're completely polar opposite energy. So whatever energy you need, if Katie's there, it's like doing 3 lines.
She's gonna power you through.
She is just, she'll coke up your nose and just go. If Joseph's there, it's like smoking the best weed you've ever had, where you're so high you laugh at everything. That's Joe. So it's just two different ends of the drug spectrum right there in human form.
Yeah.
Human form. Do not actually try to smoke Joseph, and do not try to sniff or snort Katie.
Either one would end up bad.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't ask them for drugs either. They're not drug dealers. They're bicycle dealers.
Well, that's a drug.
That is a drug.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Ride Podcast. Just remember what Dale Boyd says.
If you bought it, just deal with it.
That is the weirdest